everyone! Hello and welcome back to Trails into Reverie. Last time we hit a roadblock in the story. I'm not gonna lie, I actually was sort of like thinking about it afterwards. I was like, you know, I'm actually sort of happy it pushed me off of it. Not that I don't like the crossbow stuff, but we're sort of in a very... When you have other like pressing things that are like, oh my goodness, who's that other group? What's happening with Reen's? Like, he actually gets the mystery plot. What's happening with his thing? The crossbow doesn't get like the like investigation plot. And I sort of suspect that the crossbow one, as they've set it up so far, is going to turn into a lot of go to this place, find a new SSS member, and I guess with the old battlefield, I'm interested in how that goes.
Now then.
The fact that it blocked me makes me feel as though it could be C's group, maybe? I think there was, because they were fighting the EBF guys, there's indication that they're in the area at the very least, right? Though, I sort of get the feeling that this might be one of the more dull parts of the crossbow plot. So, I'm not going to complain. I'm actually pretty okay with it. My process here is still going to be, unless like I'm really motivated to do otherwise, hit a roadblock, go to the next one, then go to the next one, next one, next one, and just continue that way until I can't anymore. So, let's go. Heimdall always has great themes.
We're finally here.
I don't know if this is new or not, though. It sounds very familiar. So either they have the... Oh, I think this is the Cold Steel 3-4 one. I think the Cold Steel 1-2-1 is also really good. Heimdall themes tend to be just like surprisingly fantastic every time.
Damn, is it 10 already?
Sure is. Heimdall's pretty far from Ymir.
Our next target shall be the muck and mire that gathers in the Vermillion City.
Okay, since it's just us three, I'm guessing we're splitting up to find stuff? Which means they're doing the same. They're basically taking away the United Front thing for me, which, god damn you, game.
The Vermillion City C mentioned can only be Heimdall.
I'm gonna be honest, that United Front made fighting mobs and stuff, like, so much more just, like, snappy. In, like, the way, like, I love it. Give me the ability to do United Front again, and I will enjoy the gameplay, like, dungeon element of it so much more. I do feel... I don't know how much of it's Nightmare, but, and I don't remember how hard it was or how much I just avoided it in Cold Steel 3-4. But I have felt like the mob enemies feel stronger than I'm used to them feeling.
But the capital is gigantic. We're going to need some way to narrow our search radius.
You ask me, the racecourse in the Garnier district seems suspicious.
I mean, they do seem like they might hide, you know, underworld-type characters.
Do they now?
I know. I'll save having fun till our work's done.
I'd be happy to take you anywhere you like once we've ensured Prince Olivert is safe.
Is that a fucking promise, Reen?
As long as it's not the kind of shady businesses I know you want to go to.
But that's the point.
I got you. Can't very well go to him in uniform.
Oh, perfect. We got casuals with us. Like, we legitimately have the outfit for everyone's casuals.
That's not the problem here, Ash.
We can go for dessert though, right?
At the shady places?
Of course. It'll be on me, even. Just focus on the investigation first. Let's start with Lady Aurelia, since she's agreed to speak with us.
To the training hall in the Leica district we go then.
Oh, why didn't we bring Kurt with if we were gonna do that? Vermillion Mire. Okay, this is just straight up the axe called that? Okay. Sure. The morning after learning from Major Claire of Crossbow's occupation, we set about discussing how we should act. We also established contact with all the members of Class 7 that we could inform, so that we can inform them of the situation. First, there's the matter of Crossbow itself. We knew that from the Major's intel that it was under the control of the former Governor General and his Ebon Defense Force. Anxiety over the region's welfare gnawed at us, but as it had been isolated from the outside world, we had no way to learn more. Indeed, there was little we could do on that front for the time being. Then there was the matter of the search for Prince Olivert and his wife. Their whereabouts remained unknown, unless we happened to see one on one of the videos. I don't know why he'd do that, but he's done weird underground secretive shit in the past, at the very least. The one thing I'll say is that we haven't seen any of this sea guy's actions outside of what he's claimed to do to Olivert, so he could have done nothing at this point, really. I guess outside of a threat. Furthermore, the round of a 7 system we had used to stay in touch over long distances relied on the artifacts stored in the nonsense too. And with the airship stolen, that method of communication was lost to us. Our only clue, then, was the message sent by the Intelligence Division to the Intelligence Division by C. Oh, was that specifically to the Intelligence Division? How that was phrase made it sound like a public announcement in some form. Vague as it was, the information was undoubtedly our best lead in unraveling the mystery of the prince's disappearance. With hope on the horizon, we set about dividing ourselves into several groups. Major Claire and Yuna agreed to head east to get a handle on the situation in Crossbell. Meanwhile, Lord Mateus and Kurt would head west and rendezvous with the students of the Vanders School. Yusei volunteered to return to the branch campus to meet up with the principal and her fellow students, as well as seek help from other sources. The others would all find ways to play to their strengths in aiding our cause as we split up and get rid of United Front. Meanwhile, I was to bring Altina and Ash with me to Heimdall to follow the trail left to us by C's message.
That is basically our situation as it stands.
Indeed. I did have another thought as we were going through that. What if C is multiple people? What if you put on the mask and you just have multiple people in the same mask? I mean, you could do some... If they didn't do that here, and I'm not saying they did, there's not really anything indicating it, I do think that would make for a very interesting way to play out a plot twist. Instead of having one person behind the mask, it's like an organization of just higher-ups that all pretend to be the same person, all using the same voice modulation.
His Excellency also asked us to tell you that he hopes you'll be able to look after the hall in his extended absence.
Thank you for updating me on everything going on.
It's the least we could do. Your husband did a lot for us.
More like put us through the goddamn ringer.
All while shrugging off our attacks like we were nothing more than a bunch of buzzing mosquitoes. He sent Kurt flying off a cliff, too. I found him quite terrifying.
Oh, I wonder if she'll be accepting of that behavior of sending Kurt off a cliff.
I do hope he didn't leave you with any lasting trauma.
Oh, yeah, the trauma's the problem, not the falling off a cliff part.
Still, his is a measured hand. If he came at you that fiercely, he trusted you could handle it.
His son fell off a cliff. I mean, if that's not handled... I mean, obviously, he didn't die and he was able to climb back up, but... That's not... They weren't treating it by anime logic when he fell down the cliff in the first place, right?
I hope you can understand that he only did what he did because he saw potential in all of you.
Right. So if you didn't live up to that potential, you get to die. We do, don't worry. Yeah, I couldn't tell he was, could tell he was acting with, could tell he wasn't acting with any ill will. If anything, I'm the one with a reputation for being a stern disciplinarian around here. Based on how often I see my students quake at the knees, I'd wager they fear me more than my husband. We got wind of that when we were here for one of our field exercises. Kurt's got some monster parents. Surprised the guy ain't half Tamardian or something. In the time I spent with him, it was clear there was much more to him than his stern presence on the battlefield. He was kind enough to share some wisdom with me, too. Was he now? He's a man of few words, so that's very unusual. I can't picture that happening at all. Same here. Please don't speak rudely about the man in front of his wife, you two. Don't worry, I appreciate their honesty. Still, I'm glad to see that you all seem even more united as a class than you did when you were last here. Do continue to look after my current, won't you? Of course. We would, even if we weren't asked to. And if he wants help getting into the good kind of trouble, I'm his guy. Getting back to why we're here. Anything out of the ordinary happened in the capital recently? The students who were here have split up across Erebonia to search for information on Prince Oliver's whereabouts. As such, I'm not as well informed on the situation here in Heimdall as I would be. But there is one thing I feel worth mentioning. What is that? It feels as though there are more people coming and going than there should be. Especially given how there are no festivals or celebrations here around this time of year. It's making the capital feel more restless than usual, differently from how it did during the summer festival. Really? More people. So you think they're slowly incorporating an invasion force into the capital or something? I mean, after what fucking happened in Grosspell, that actually wouldn't surprise me. It's as though there's something stagnant in the air. I'll be glad to not have to deal with any more Calvert spies like at the festival, that's for sure. That stagnant air is all you're gonna get in the city to begin with. Feel anything out of whack, Swarzer? Not especially, if I'm honest. I'm guessing it's a relatively slight difference, ma'am. Yes, it may even just be my imagination. You've lived in Heimdall for a long time. If something feels amiss to you, it likely is. We'll keep that in mind as we investigate. I'm sorry I can't provide you with any more concrete information. There is one thing I can do, however. I'd like to introduce you to someone dependable to aid your investigation. Oh? Well, I say introduce, but you in particular know her very well. Let me guess. Her. Related to the Vander School in some weak form, Laura. She should be here any moment now. And it's probably, I was going to say even before she said that we knew her, it's probably going to be a new party member, right? Ah, there we are.
May I come in?
That is not... Oh. No, Toa was in Crossbell. It also could be in the same vein as Lecter, as someone you wouldn't expect, so they give you a weird combination. But also has, like, connections enough to make sense.
I think I know who that is.
I'm trying to remember who has a higher pitch.
I suspected as much.
By all means.
Oh... The last person you'd want or expect or...
Hello, everyone. It's good to see you all again.
It's good to see you, too. Can we, like... The novelty's out of the way, though, right? I mean, don't we all want to go back to what we were doing otherwise?
The same to you.
So she's our little helper, huh?
Indeed. Sister Doreen, friend to Princess Alphen, and head of St. Astraya's student council, the noble Elise Schwarzer herself.
The Princess and Muse have already apprised me of the situation, so I spoke with Lady Aurelia and volunteered to aid you upon your arrival. I apologize if my behavior strikes you as meddlesome.
Hey, is there a chance we get Alphen while we're here? Oh my goodness, that's possible. You know what, Elise? If you are the sacrificial goat to get Alphen in the team, oh yes, I will accept all of that.
But I am certain that I will be able to aid you in your investigation. You do know more about the capital than any of us.
You're not coming, and that's final.
Reen, goat. Reen is the best. Go, Reen, go, Reen.
But...
Out comes the big water.
There's still far too much we don't know about the situation here. Given that our enemies pilfered the name of the Imperial Liberation Front, we could very well be dealing with terrorists. Involving a civilian in this would be downright irresponsible.
Fuck, just because we're at a military academy doesn't mean that we're not part of the fucking... We're not civilians still. We're not part of the military at the moment. Actually, Reen probably. That means he's involving students that are civilians. How does that work, actually? Whatever.
So I'm just a civilian, am I?
Honestly, yeah.
Just a no-good student without a mote of power to her name?
I mean, civilian doesn't equal that. We have a lot of good friends and powerful civilians. I mean, Lady Aurelia here's a civilian, ultimately. We're not asking her to come out with us.
That's not what I'm trying to...
Oh, I think it is.
No. Would you not snake your way into this?
But even leaving that aside, your blunt dismissal misses an important point.
And what point is that?
That the situation at hand doesn't relate to me.
Fantastic. More reason to not bring you.
When I am Princess Alphen's dearest friend.
So? I don't care.
But that is that, and this is...
That is
This-
not persuasive.
As we speak, she is racked with worry over her brother's well-being.
The reason to bring her. Get her in the group. Get her in the group. Come on, then we can kick you out. Come on. You are not the stand-in for her and her feelings. She can fight. She's fought with us before. They have to have added her as a fighter in this game. I'm pretty sure they didn't do it in Cold Steel 4. It's been a while. But they had her in Cold Steel 2.
Yet, as the matter is confidential, she has to feign a smile and act as though everything is normal.
And then join us with the group so we can go have fun together.
She cannot cast her responsibilities aside and aid in the search herself either.
Fuck yeah, she can.
And because she cannot, I will do so in her place.
Wouldn't it be better for you to handle her responsibilities and her to come along? I mean, it makes sense.
If I just sit by idly while she suffers in silence and do nothing to alleviate her burden, I won't be fit to call myself her friend ever again.
I don't know. I feel like we've already got that in with Alphen, that we don't need you to be her friend anymore.
Elise.
I will say, I don't know who has watched all my stuff in the past, or if it's just been a while since I've talked about. I like Alphen because she's the type of character who is willing to have that just enjoy life attitude, while also being willing to be serious. She has a good blend of enjoy life and take things seriously when you need to. I feel like Oliver has that a bit too, and I'd probably be way into Oliver if I might be way into Oliver. Shit. Okay. Give me that option, Falcom.
Looks like you lose this one, Schwarzer.
Who cares if he just got married? The more the merrier.
You realize both of them are Schwarzer in this context.
One of them can get disowned.
If I may, I think you would do well to put your trust in her here. Her skill with a rapier is formidable.
That may be so, but...
I have toiled long and hard to master the art of fencing passed down through our family. Of late, I have even grown under Lady Aurelia's tutelage. And far from letting my pen rest while my sword hand improves, I have overcome many a challenge as student council president. I am no longer a cowering child in need of your protection, dear brother.
I would find it hilarious if she joined the group after saying this and she was 20. They put her 20 levels lower than everyone else.
All right. Ash called this one right. You win.
Then,
We'll be glad to have your assistance. But if things get dangerous, I want you to do as I say. Deal?
deal.
Nah. You force your way into the group and you make an excuse for Alphen not to join. How
I
dare
wish you all well in your investigation. Please, do be careful.
This is when we switch over to C's route. Has Lloyd's route unlocked again?
Should I catch wind of anything you hear, I'll let you know immediately.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Then let us set off.
Yeah. It is very much a lector-type addition to our little group here. We also have 4 people, so that's nice. What do we do, even? Let's think about this. Oh, you gonna close the door on your way out, you little nerd? Oh, no. Let's see what to do next. We have to meet up with the rest of our friends who've come to the capital. Oh my goodness, yes. Give me 5 members. There's still plenty of time before getting our scheduled gathering. Going to our scheduled... Oh, I'm already in bad headspace for this. No point in rushing then. Shall we patrol the districts and gather some intelligence? That way we can meet with the others along the way. Given your familiarity with the area, that certainly sounds like the most efficient plan. That reminds me. Apparently the violin nerd we're supposed to meet up with is from here. Right. Elliot hasn't been on tour, so he's working in the city. Machias is from the capital too, but he's off in Crossbell. Machias, Alisa, Toa, and Sharon. I hope they're all doing alright. I'm sure they are. For now, let's focus on what we can do. You're right, Reen. Okay. Suspicious looking man. When I got drafted, I was shocked by how wimpy I was. I really ought to work out. That way I could at least protect my own self. From what? What are you going to need to protect yourself from? You really... I mean, just get an orbment that lets you put, like, the all deflect, magic reflect and physical immunity on you, and then just walk around with that on. That's really all you need.
Should we check the Imperial Museum while we're here?
Wouldn't hurt to poke our noses inside. My old upperclassmen might even be on shift.
Yeah, I was thinking about what happened the last time we were here. Here we go, the Imperial Museum. There don't seem to be many visitors today.
If it isn't Reen. Haven't seen you around here since the branch campus's field exercises.
Hey, Dorothy. Good to see you. How's work been treating you?
Pretty good, all things considered. Actually, my publisher's been pushing me to become a full-time author after how well my latest novel sold. But I like my work as a curator too, so I don't think I'm ready to quit just yet.
Well, congratulations. I thought when I looked up, I thought I saw Elise, like, doing shifty eyes, like she knows exactly what book she writes.
That's great. Always nice to have options.
There's the other reason I don't want to get into writing full-time. I'd probably become a total shut-in. I'd miss out on all this. I find the best way to seek inspiration is to observe daily life, people watching, so to speak. Why, as I was on my way home from work the other day, I spotted a budding flower at the nearby cafe that caught my eye. My mind went wild, imagining the experiences that could end the precarious final days of his youth. Wait, you saw a... Okay, is this an actual flower, or are you calling some person a flower? I can't keep doing this. My nose is going to bleed all over my blouse again at this rate. Okay, that's definitely a person you're calling a flower. It's no wonder why Her Highness sees you as a kindred spirit. Oh, and it's good to see you again, Ash. I've been wanting to give you an update about the joint publication between our old literature club and yours. All that's left to gather is a collection of poems by none other than yourself. Tatiana and I haven't given up hope that you'll submit them yet. Lay off, will ya? I told you, I'll do it if I feel like it. It's only a matter of time before he gives in. No doubt. So what brings you all to the capital today? Does that have something to do with the Even Defense Force that's occupied Crossbell? It doesn't seem like she's heard anything about Prince Oliver and Lady Shara. Yeah, something like that. By the way, is it just me, or are there fewer visitors here than normal? You notice, actually the museum put a restriction on the number of visitors allowed at once recently. Something came up that has us concerned. Concerned? What do you mean? You remember the museum is connected to a tunnel that leads to Heimdall catacombs, right? You haven't fixed that? We've been hearing what sounds like voices coming from that direction lately. It's kind of scary. So our solution is to just let less people in so less people die when things go south. I would imagine. Do you think it could be monsters? Maybe, but if anything, it sounds more like a ghost. Something completely unnatural. Interesting. It was like ghost-type stuff when we were down there before, right? That was like the whole thing with the Calvert spies. They were like caught up by the ghosty thingies. Dust off my old orbital staff to take a look down there, but I didn't come across any signs of monsters. A ghost, huh? You expect us to believe that bullshit? Didn't we fight them last time? Might I remind you that we experienced monsters in a magic night down there already? I thought... Did we not fight them when we were down there before? I remember a scene in my head of a Calvert soldier being taken by like one of those ghost-like things like we saw at the castle near Laura's hometown back in the first 2 games. Man, the connected dots of memories is really thin, but goes back a long way. Not to mention, this was the spot the dark dragon's nest appeared before the Great Twilight. Something abnormal happening again isn't out of the question. Come to think of it, Instructor Sarah told us she dropped by here a couple weeks ago. I wasn't here at the time, but the head curator told me as much. There apparently was a break-in, so she came to investigate. I don't think it has anything to do with the noises we've been hearing, though. Perhaps, but it wouldn't hurt to keep in mind. We should begin our investigation soon. I did put a formal request in with the guild already, but I guess they're swamped with other things right now. They said it'll be a while before they can get around to it. That's a shame, but I'm surprised that they would be busy. I'm not surprised. Right, but we can't afford to let the situation go unchecked. Would you mind if we looked into it, Dorothy? Not at all. We would really appreciate it. Man, this is gonna be a pain in the ass, but I guess it's better than letting this place get done in by a poltergeist or something. Whether the cause is paranormal or not, I think this will be worth our time. I agree. There's a possibility that we could discover something that pertains to our current investigation. In that case, you should take this. She gives me an erotic novel. Receives the museum basement key. It's just over there, to the left of the main exhibit. Thank you. To be careful, we will. Okay. Yeah, I don't see why not. Not like we won't be able to come back from it. Like, we could go back right now. Oh, you didn't see monsters, you said. My word. Real accurate info there, Four Eyes. Didn't she say she couldn't find any monsters? That just means the situation has gotten worse since Dorothy checked. Or she's stupid. There are multiple possibilities. And I don't think these are your average kind of monsters. I've seen this type of creature in the past. An evil fairy. Undoubtedly a type of demon. I don't... just as we expected then. I don't know if it's because of them, but I feel a chill on my skin. Oh, that just speaks to how powerful the spiritual presence is here. Somehow, though, I don't think these demons are the only reason for this. Should I recognize them from Sky the Third? Well, let's keep our guards up and take care of these things. Yep, let's just kill the demons all willy-nilly.
Here I come. Prepare yourselves.
Been a while since we had this, I guess.
Scatter! Fragrant garden! I'm so proud of what we've done.
Yeah, not bad. Combat situation resolved. Yep, not bad. It looks like there's still more. It could be that they'll just keep coming endlessly. And that spiritual presence is as strong as ever. Whatever. They're all small fry to me. But I suppose your little sis ain't too bad, Spores. Beautiful fencing, powerful arts, and precise support. There's no way you learned all of that at St. Estrella. Correct. I belong to no club either. In my case, the rapier skills Father taught me serve as the basis of my fighting technique. And when I was younger, Reen tutored me as well. I see. You said as much at the dojo earlier, but you grew up in the perfect environment. You have no excuse. She even took lessons from Master Kafai with me before. And then on top of that, she's been trained by the Stormwatcher too. I don't remember what that is. Honestly, you could describe Alisa's style as entirely unique to her. Please, you exaggerate. Damn, you ain't Sports' little sis or nothing. Is this the voice door they mentioned? It's coming from deeper within. Oh, are we jumping right into... Okay. It's totally different from before. Is this an apparition? Yeah, I don't remember anything like that previously. I swear I just saw something resembling aroma grass for a second. Oh, right, okay, yeah. Pressure is immense. This thing's completely different than what we fought so far. Hostile spiritual being. It's my first time seeing one like this. It's like a deep-seated grudge of a sorcerer from the Dark Ages made manifest. That's incredibly specific. Either way, it's clear this thing is the source of our problems. Then we just gotta whoop its ass. Easy. 7 presses as always. Must be careful not to hold you all back. We've got 4 on our side, the absolute bare minimum. Looks like the enemy doesn't plan on leaving. We want to be able to... if we want to be absolutely sure we can beat it, we should probably fight it with everyone together. Oh. Oh, I see what you're getting at. Game. Oh, wow, that's a really good idea. Spear of Unification into a 100 CP turn.
Spirit unification! I'm up!
Hell yeah. Well, let's give it a shot at the very least. I saved. Let's get rid of this thing. Here we go, everyone. It's basically telling me that I should wait till I get more people in the party, but...
This one might be worth my time.
Also, God, oh, not close enough. Damn it. Oh. Interesting. Afterglow vessel. Adeptus. Yeah, that sounds like a vague name. I think this is new at least, though. I want to say it seems new at the very
Engaging.
least. Okay, now it's gonna become like a real dangerous thing to let just sit. Oh, this is 50% in an area? I guess it's 50 CP, but still. It hasn't really used much in terms of AoE, but let's spread out a little bit more.
Arcus activate!
I guess it's... Holy
Sorry,
shit, that did a
everyone.
ton, even with the fucking 50% damage reduction? What the fuck?
Numbers up.
Fuck, I need like an all cancel on that thing. It's just like so powerful in that stat that it's like negating everything to 0 on the like art defense at least. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Sorry.
That's gotta be dead. Like,
Here I go!
how do I counter that across such a long battle? How do I counter that even? Summon apparition.
Forgive me.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I could possibly do with that.
Powerful
Like,
enemy.
legitimately, he's
Exercise
just
caution.
killing... It's definitely reason to split up. I'll say that. I think it's reason to get, like, someone with Thalis, too. Maybe I'll just go do that right now. Okay. I need to find a place I can actually form a Thalis before I can have Thalis on anyone.